Hey guys, SeNs exclusive here, and today we're going to be talking about my wish list for Call of Duty 2017, aka World War II. And here's my wish list and some points I hope that are in it. Now, this video was inspired by Titan, one of my fellow YouTubers. His link will be in the description. Go watch his and go watch mine and see which one you like better. Now, this video is inspired off of his, and these are my own taste, so it won't be the same exact. The first thing he says is paint jobs and stuff. Now, paint jobs is a very difficult thing to put in a game because it requires a lot of coding and a lot of stuff like that. Now, my personal thing is I like putting paint jobs on so I know what gun is mine. So if someone picks it up and it's in the kill cam, I know. But it doesn't need to be in the game for it to be a good game. Not saying that I don't like paint jobs, but it's not a necessity to have a game. But it does let the user put up his own taste on his own guns, and gets to show off people that are really artsy about their stuff. So the next thing he talks about is customization. Now, he talked about something like advanced warfare customization, which was way too much for me to handle. Too many things. I know you want to customize your character, but there's a point to where it becomes excessive and is just unnecessary. So I do understand people like customizing their characters to how they feel, but I feel like customizing goggles on a person is a little excessive. Also knee pads and stuff. Exosuits, pants, boots, and hairstyles and stuff like that. That's okay. But then once you add their glasses in with the shirts, how long they're it just becomes really stupid for me to understand. And then it becomes a contest of who has the better looking character. The rarer stuff will look cool, the other stuff might not look as cool. So another thing he talks about in customization is, you know how in Infinite Warfare, the Mark II collection is a kind of certain color? I'll put a picture on the screen right now. And how other little camos are different colors for the main thing. So once you have that different main color, it kind of, it helped me a lot for me to understand, oh, hey, that's that variant. So he's talking about gun variations, the variants. So when he was talking about that, he talked about it would be a good thing, a lot of people like it, and they were just salty because they didn't have really good things. But let's take, for example, the Karma 45 Dementos that you get from one of the achievements for getting level 50 for Blood Anvil. It turned that gun into it turned it into a sniper. That's literally all I can say. So when it turned it into a sniper, everybody that had it was using it. Not saying you can't get it for free, you can't, but it takes a lot of grinding to do, and not a lot of people have time to play this 8 hours a day like some people do, because it's their job. Again, not saying that the variants are bad, just that some people, like my friends and I, we just don't like them in general. We just like how Black Ops 3 was. You get a camo, you were cool. And if you didn't get a camo, you weren't as cool, but no one had the advantage of having stockpiles, so they had more ammo. So the next thing he talked about is DLC weapons and how it affected the game. So in my personal opinion, I liked Infinite Warfare because with my luck in the game, I never got a DLC weapon. None of the good ones, at least. I got the MX Grand. It was good at a point, but then they just nerfed it. But in Black Ops 3, there was only a few guns that you can get for free, and it required a lot of freaking grinding to do. And plus half the time you never had time to grind it out. So I'm still working on some of the free things, and getting that free calling card that I never completed because I'm a retard. But in Infinite Warfare, I got the Xeon and the VPR in a week, and I love using them. It's just something new for me to use. Unlike in Black Ops 3, where I had to grind out the crypto keys and then have a very slim chance to get a new weapon. But in Infinite Warfare, I had a very high chance because I controlled it myself, and I got at the pace I wanted. And how fast I get them was all up to me and how good I was gonna play. Alright, the reason I bring normal weapons up is because in World War II there were only a few guns, and those few Like the submachine guns literally shot pistol bullets. Not even joking. Search it up. And if they don't use iconic weapons like the M1 Grand or the PPS or even the M1911A1, I'm not gonna buy it because they need to use those iconic weapons that made history. Like they need to use them. And the reason I say this is because when, what do you call it? Battlefield 1 released, I was expecting like very minimal weapons, and they just came out with like 100 weapons. It was crazy for me to like realize like, holy crap, dude, did you see how many weapons are in here? Like they did their research, and you can search a lot of those guns up. Like I think they have the Springfield, like most iconic sniper in history. Maybe not the most, but one of the most iconic in history. Like it was such a good gun. It literally changed history. Now, the reason I bring this up, a lot of people miss iconic weapons. Like we get the MX Grand, I mean M1 Grand once in a while, and then sometimes we get the M1 Carbine. But a lot of times we either get the Deagle or the M19. But we want like the guns in their purity. Like they gotta boost them sometimes because they're gonna be garbage because they literally shoot pistol bullets, and it's just really gonna suck for us when we realize like, hey, this literally shoots peas out of pod. Like fix this. But it's gonna be very hard to balance, especially with the iconic weapons, because you want to change them too much to the point where like, what is this gun again? But you want to keep them in the same way, so that we can realize them, but they're still good to use and like fun to use. So the reason I bring specialists / prototypes up is because without them, it'd just be a game where you run around shooting each other. But with the specialist / prototype, it's what makes the game interesting. Like that's what separates COD from Battlefield. Because without specialists, it'd literally just be Battlefield except you're flying. Like, that's literally the only difference I could find. And also, like, with the specialist, it makes it so there's more weapon variety. Like, did you realize the Annihilator is a pistol? Like, there's more weapon variety, alright? So, like, don't complain that the specialists are here, because they make your game more enjoyable and, like, more unique. If you don't have a unique game, what do you have? If you guys have made it to this point of the video, leave a comment saying Cerberus, just so I know that you made it to this point of the video, and also leave a like and enjoy the rest of this gameplay.
All mission objectives met. Prep for evac.
It's an intense game, bro.
Every time. Mr. KIA. Get back to boot camp.